We're teens.
We face a lot.
We face a lot. We face a lot. Don't just tell us to say no.
Talk to us
About why. We want to make our own decisions. Good decisions. But we need to have the facts first. We are members of the Jeffco Student Health Advisory Council, a group of teens working to make the youth voice, your voice, heard on big issues of health. We're giving real facts, open conversations.
and the knowledge to make healthy choices.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching Just Say No. Real information for real teens.
Hi, and welcome to Just Say No. We're a group of teens in Jeffco Public Schools, and on Just Say No, we go out and get the facts about the hot topics that teens face today.
Today we'll be presenting the facts regarding marijuana and its health implications for teens. Marijuana is a health issue teens across Colorado will have to face at one point or another. After talking with our peers, we learned that teens often share the misconception that marijuana has no health risks.
To combat this misunderstanding over marijuana, we wanted to go out and interview health professionals. And these health professionals live locally in the Denver and Jeffco areas, and we wanted to get the real facts and the real information to make an informed decision for ourselves and as teens as a whole.
There's an idea that marijuana is a plant, so it's natural and it can be organically grown and therefore it's healthy.
A lot of people think that, oh, it's healthy or it's not bad for me, and that is a myth. Research and evidence really points and shows to a lot of detrimental effects.
There is a perception that marijuana is okay to use regardless of age because of Amendment 64. That is a misperception.
Today I'm going to have an open dialogue with Isabella on Just Say No about marijuana and how she's been affected by it.
The reason I want to have this open discussion is because I can see how harmful it is, not only to the people who smoke marijuana and who do drugs, but also to the people around them. It can be extremely harmful, and I've gone through that situation, and if I can help other people, then I feel it's my responsibility to do so.
Some of the youth that I've worked with are polysubstance users, so they'll use, like, say, alcohol, tobacco, and marijuana. A lot of them do say that marijuana is their drug of choice if they had to choose between substances that they're using.
Describe your experience having a friend who is a drug user who has used drugs.
I know that she's been on a lot of ADHD medicine that she'll get. Marijuana is one she'll use. She does smoke a lot. She does drink alcohol.
Marijuana is actually the second most common substance that leads people to an emergency room behind alcohol. And in Denver alone, there were over 2,000 emergency department visits related to marijuana use in 2010.
I remember one time she was trying to get off drugs and I had to call her, and she didn't sound like herself, and I was really, really worried. And I was like, I'm not going to get through to her. And I called 911 and they sent an ambulance over to her house.
In the hour after using marijuana, people have almost a 5-fold increased risk of having a heart attack.
When marijuana is smoked, it has 50 to 70% more chemicals or carcinogens than tobacco, believe it or not. And so when someone is inhaling that smoke and breathing it in deeply and holding it, it's of course putting them at risk for lung cancer, head and neck, esophageal cancer.
Tobacco smoking is the leading cause of death in the United States, and cigarettes are legal. And so similarly, just because marijuana is now legal in Colorado doesn't mean that it's healthy for adolescents to use.
A lot of times individuals will choose marijuana over their family or their career or even school.
From what I know, she started doing drugs in middle school. She's brilliant. She's a very smart girl. She won an award from NASA because of her work with mathematics. As a 6th grader, she's extremely smart, but I think what happened is she lost her drive when she started doing drugs. It wasn't that she's not smart, it was she wanted that high. And if her schooling, if her life wasn't giving it to her, then she would rather turn to other substances.
I've worked with youth that are having a lot of problems getting along with their parents or their family because of their marijuana use. And it just kind of has a snowball effect in the way that they may have been a straight A student, and due to using the substance may affect their memory. They may choose to use the substance rather than go to school and start having truancy issues. So as grades are falling, the relationship in the family is being strained.
I know that she can focus so much more, that she has the potential to be this amazing woman, and she's throwing it all away.
But once somebody's addicted to it and develops physical dependence to the drug, then they can undergo a withdrawal syndrome when they stop using marijuana.
When they stop using it, a lot of times it can lead to anxiety, depression. There are studies out there now that are actually looking at a strong correlation between psychosis and also schizophrenia and using marijuana.
The science is clear. There's no debate among scientists anymore that marijuana is psychologically addictive and physically addictive, and it's especially addictive for young people.
I remember a while back, she looked beautiful, and I told her, and she's like, I know I look beautiful today because it's my final outfit. And hearing that broke my heart because I didn't know what to do. She didn't want to be around anymore, and I think I have to recognize that I'm going to be helpless.
Your brain is still forming in your teenage years. You need to understand that, or I hope teenagers understand that their brain is not fully developed yet.
Marijuana exposure during adolescence can lead to up to an 8-point drop in intelligence. And so it's really a serious problem. The very receptor in the brain that marijuana binds to is the receptor that helps control this brain development process during adolescence.
And anything that impedes your development of your brain can impede your future.
Some of the short-term effects are cognitive impairment, so it impairs how they think and may impair memory, motor skills.
If youth are driving under the influence of marijuana, they will be charged with driving under the influence of drugs.
The research is pretty clear about this, that driving under the influence of marijuana confers about a 4- to 6-fold increased risk of being involved in a fatal traffic accident.
And every day she moves forward. She might move backward, and the fact that she's going to go into drugs, but that's part of the process, and she's working really, really hard to be who she is, to learn who she is without the high.
Growing up and maturing is all about making good choices, not necessarily risky choices.
I think it's really important to educate and support each other, and just to really encourage people individually to really bust myths or look at things that they're not sure about, and look at credible resources to inform themselves about issues related to marijuana.
From listening to Bella, it sounds like as her friend's problem has grown, Bella has grown too. And she's grown mentally through what she's learned. She's grown spiritual as a person, finding who she is. She has learned to do that through open conversation, as well as being a supporting peer to those who need her.
In the end, I just think that it's extremely important to be able to have an open dialogue. Because when you start saying, no one's gonna understand me, I can't talk to anyone about this, that's when the problems occur. When you feel so secluded in yourself.
And so youth talking about it amongst themselves, I think, is the most helpful. It's out there. Talk about it. Don't be scared to talk about it.
We hope we provided you with the information to make healthy decisions regarding marijuana. Rumors don't have the power of facts, which is why it's so important to go out and search for the facts yourself. Thanks for watching Just Say No, presented by the Jefferson County Student Health Advisory Council.